Coco Gauff, from Wimbledon sensation to global icon, a heartfelt journey of tears and triumph. When Coco Gauff first stepped onto the historic lawns of Wimbledon at 15 years old, she was not just a young tennis player chasing a dream. She was a spark igniting a storm that would sweep across the world. Her story was never meant to be ordinary. From the moment she tightened her grip on her racket beneath those legendary white lines, destiny already had its eyes on her. Yet behind the meteoric rise, behind the breathtaking victories, behind the global spotlight, there lay a journey that was far more emotional, far more human, far more heartbreaking and triumphant than the world ever knew. The tale of Coco Gauff is not simply one of talent, but of courage, sacrifice, and the tears that fell quietly behind closed doors. This is a story of how a young girl became a sensation, and how that sensation transformed into a global icon. The day Wimbledon whispered her name. The sun hung softly over London as the teenage prodigy walked onto court number 1. Most players her age would tremble. Most would shrink under the gaze of thousands. But Coco felt something else, a strange calmness, like the world had paused to watch her step into the life she was always meant to lead. Her idol, Venus Williams, stood across the net, a woman who had shaped Coco's dreams long before she ever held a passport. The tennis world expected a respectful loss. They expected a fight, not a miracle. But Coco didn't walk onto that court to admire her idol. She walked on to challenge her. Every serve, every shot, every sprint scream of a hunger that the world had never witnessed in someone so young. And when she won, when she shook Venus' hand with trembling pride, the world exploded. Social media caught fire. Journalists raced to write new headlines. Fans cried. Celebrities called her the future. But Coco, she simply walked back to the locker room, sat on the cold tile floor, and whispered to herself, "I did it. I really did it." Behind that whisper was the beginning of something the world couldn't yet imagine. Childhood and fast forward. Coco's childhood was nothing like the stories of carefree summers and lazy afternoons. While other kids were learning songs or chasing ice cream trucks, Coco was learning focus, discipline, pressure. Her dreams didn't grow gently. They were built with sweat and sacrifice. Her parents, Corey and Candy, believed in her so fiercely that it sometimes frightened her. They moved states, rearranged finances, and gave up comfort for the sake of their daughter's future. Behind every victory, her father's steady hand guided her. Behind every tear, her mother's soft voice steadied her. But the spotlight had a price. Coco often felt older than her age. Tennis was her passion, yes, but it was also her responsibility. The world didn't treat her like a child. They treated her like a champion in progress. And champions didn't get to be ordinary. The moment the world fell in love, Wimbledon changed everything, but it was the aftermath that shaped Coco's identity. Suddenly, she wasn't just a sensation, she was a symbol of youth rising, a symbol of black excellence, a symbol of hope for kids who saw themselves in her. But hidden under interviews, photo shoots, magazine covers, and travel schedules was a girl who just wanted to breathe. She felt the pressure rising like water around her. Some nights, after matches and media sessions, Coco would sit alone in her hotel room and ask herself, how do I grow up when the world is already watching? Yet she never stopped smiling, never stopped showing strength. She understood something far beyond her years. Her journey mattered not just to her, but to millions dreaming behind TV screens. The tears no one saw. The world saw the wins. The world saw the fire. The world saw the confidence. But Coco's career was not built on highlights alone. It was built on heartbreak, losses that stung deeper than words, criticism that cut like glass, loneliness during long tours in unfamiliar cities, self-doubt that crept in even on her best days. There were nights she cried silently, afraid her parents would hear. Nights when she felt like the world had placed too much on her shoulders. Nights when she wondered whether she truly belonged among giants. But every morning, she still picked up her racket. Every morning, she stepped back onto the court. Every morning, she chose courage over comfort. Her tears watered her triumphs, rising through the storm. What separates legends from prodigies is not talent. It is endurance. Coco endured. She lost matches everyone expected her to win. She won matches that no one believed she could. She stumbled under pressure, then rose with even greater force. Her game sharpened. Her mind strengthened. Her aura grew. The little girl from Wimbledon was now a warrior. She rose through rankings, broke records, and began to shape her own narrative. Not as the next Serena, but as the first Coco Gauff. Her style was a fusion of power and grace, but what truly set her apart was heart. She played not with fear, but with conviction, not for applause, but for purpose. And soon, the world began to see deeper layers of her soul, a voice that trembled but never broke. As her platform grew, Coco began speaking about issues far bigger than tennis, the triumph that defined her. There came a moment the world will replay for decades, when Coco Gauff lifted her first major title under the bright lights of a roaring stadium. Her legs shook, her hands trembled, her eyes filled, but her heart was overflowing. Her parents rushed onto the court. Coco collapsed into her mother's arms, sobbing, not because she won, but because she survived everything it took to get there. It wasn't a trophy. It was proof that the tears had meaning, proof that the doubts couldn't break her, proof that the journey was worth every sacrifice. The victory cemented her legacy. Not a child star anymore, not a sensation, but a global icon, becoming more than the game. As Coco matured, so did the world's understanding of her. She was not meant to be a fleeting phenomenon. She was meant to be a force, one that transcended the boundaries of sport. She embraced her responsibilities with wisdom and humility. She mentored younger players. She spoke to communities. She invested in future generations. Her story was no longer about how she rose. It was about how she helped others rise. For millions, Coco Gauff became a symbol of perseverance, a symbol of representation, a symbol of possibility. She reminded the world that icons are not built from victories. They are built from authenticity, resilience, and the courage to show their true selves. Epilogue: the journey continues. Coco Gauff's path from Wimbledon sensation to global icon is not just a tennis story. It is a human story, a story of tears shed in silence and triumphs earned with courage. She is proof that greatness is not born in comfort. Greatness is born in fire. And even now, as she continues to evolve, inspire, and redefine the meaning of success, one truth remains. Coco Gauff is more than a champion, more than a sensation, more than an icon. She is a beacon, a reminder that dreams can rise from anywhere and that no amount of pressure can extinguish a soul destined to shine. Her journey is far from over. But one thing is certain: the world will be watching, not just for the wins, but for the woman she continues to become. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.